Yeah, so to my audience, I want to say introducing KDB, aka Truman
KB.
Show. Just doing a little intro because you just popped right up. I wasn't ready.
Crazy, man. The girl
I wasn't
had
I
to
wasn't
go to hula hoops to figure this out. It's like,
Wow.
why the hell won't it let me access anything? I'm telling you, these guys, they have a discipline on my account, man. It's like a lot of the things that freeze. I know it's like they squeeze as much viewers actually get to see the stuff that I post. It's
Mm-hmm.
like
It's
I've
not
been
fair.
grinding on that account for a minute, but especially with the content of stuff that I be putting out. I
Right.
know they're like, "Yo, okay, this guy, he's wilding. You got to put a hush on some of his
It's
content."
true. You see, like everything
Mhm.
to do with like the pandemic, they put like the disclosure or the little thing that you gotta check out this website for the real information.
Exactly. You know what I
So they're
mean? They're
definitely
trying to source the
filtering.
news to you. You know what I mean?
Right on.
Hey,
Well,
freedom of thought.
welcome. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you,
joining
man.
Watch with JJC. You
I
know,
see. I see you right now. You ready? You're like '90s, '80s ready official. I was gonna sport my black Kango when I seen you on Freeze. You know what I mean?
so
On my
then why
other
didn't
account, I was like,
you?
no.
Where's your
Why? Because
Kangol?
that'd be like some try hard stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, come on.
What?
You can't dance and battle this girl on the other side of the phone. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm definitely trying hard. I was trying hard. Look at all this. Look at all this effort.
it,
All
natural.
this.
You, girl, you
Trying to
look like you
prepare.
just came right out the damn film itself. You know. I should have took a Jenny clip and put it in that video that I did for Ernie Paniccioli. You know what I mean?
Right, 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 right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining and, jump into hoops to get to right here to right now. So thank you
You
so much for being present.
know, I
And all
couldn't
right.
disappoint. Couldn't
All right.
disappoint.
So,
It's not in my nature.
pardon?
I said I couldn't disappoint. It's not in my nature.
Right. Kidoki. So, have you seen B Street movie in the
I've
past?
seen Beach Street. Have I seen it recently? To be honest, no. But
Hmm.
I can remember the premise of the movie. You know that movie definitely inspired me when I was young, coming
Hmm.
up. It
Yeah,
was one
tell
of
us.
those. It was one of those films that was actually like something that spearheaded the fashion of the culture. You know what I mean? For me, at least. You know what I mean?
Oh. Hmm.
Um, the tracksuits, the shell tops, the furry jacket collars. You know what I mean? The trench coats that I used to steal out my grandma's closet. You know,
Dang.
and a lot of the things that you seen in those days. You know what I mean? Fashion wise, was like one of these strong shapes of the culture, and
Hmm.
being in Canada, sometimes a lot of the times we see a lot of things from the America that we find as influence.
For
So
sure.
it was just transcendable for me growing up. I was like turning anything into hip hop gear. So Beach Street,
Beat,
Beach
beat, beat,
Street.
beat, 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 beat Street.
Hey, you know
All right.
the
So,
thing where it's like what those the brothers they had what the two brothers. Oh, sorry.
yeah, the
Go.
two
I interrupted.
brothers.
The two brothers, the younger brother, looking for guidance. That kind of reminded me and my cousin growing up.
Oh.
He was like very in tune with the music, and he actually ran with a reggae set called Black Supreme, and they're out of jungle. But he put me on to a lot of music growing up, hip hop
Hmm.
wise and rock and dance is like definitely a lot of the music that I gained to know as a kid was funneled through him. So shout outs to my cousin Smiley, you know what I'm saying? And
Nice.
he's
Very cool.
definitely he inspired me a lot, you know what I mean, within the music diaspora thing. So it's like even with dance, it's like
All
seeing all the
right.
things on that movie. I definitely did everything that you seen in that movie. Not everything, but everything that you seen in that movie, I tried to do at least.
Like graffiti too?
Oh, graffiti is second nature. Art was the first thing that I was acquired to know as a kid, I believe, is like because I spent a lot of time as an only child.
Oh.
So I had to use my imagination, and drawing and other things was one of those things I acquired. So
Hmm.
that just transcended into street art, you know what I mean? Graffiti, throwing up tags here and there, you know what I mean? Alleyways like graffiti alleyway on Spadina, them type
Yeah.
of things. So
That's
You
dope.
gotta love it.
All right, so let me get into the formal introduction. You can definitely introduce yourself and like what you do
No,
other
man, you can
than.
do it for me, girl. Could I play some background music or what? Or
Pardon?
is this a thing? Could I put some background music? Could I put some background music?
I mean, I think you can. I'm not sure. I think it's fine. We won't know until you try if they're gonna stop it. Oh, I can't even hear you right now. I can't hear you. Okay, all I hear, I don't know what happened. Hold on. Is it your audio? You can hear me? Because I can't even type. Hold on. It's somebody's audio. Hold on. Oh, wait. Can't hear KDB. Okay. So they cannot hear you. It's you. You, they can't hear. I don't. Okay. So he had to leave, so he'll probably jump right back in. Okay, let me just fix this. Yeah, exit and then add back in. Something happened there. KDB. Mm-mm-mm. All right, so we're gonna wait for him to come back in. There we go. Okay.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey,
yeah,
I'm
something
here you know.
happened. It was pure static on your end, I think.
No, there's no static. You just went mute. You weren't
I
trying to
went
talk,
mute.
man. I was like, girl, I don't know sign language.
I don't know. I could read your mouth a little bit. Okie dokie. No, I'm saying introduce like who you are and
All
like
right.
the moniker and what you do, like other hats that you wear.
Well, I'm KDB. Um, KDB is an artist. Started with the Crooks of the Round Table crew from the West End of Swansea Mews. I've been in various groups such as Poor Man Militia, Tribesmen, Team Squadron, Babylon War Child, and etc. The list goes on. KDB has a few different albums under his belt and a few different personas. He goes by Crumple Dollar Bills, Killer Death Black, Kilo Delta Bravo, Knowledge Database, and Khalifa
Wow.
Divine Blessings. You know what I mean? And I'm also Truman, which is myself, also the being, the person, and the artist, So a lot of the things within that umbrella is underneath the Truman Show. We're all part of it, day by day, night by night. We're always being watched. And I'm a father of one. Shout out to my son Truvon. And I'm a basketball coach for CBA, Canadian Basketball Association. And I'm a barber and a life coach, and a confidant of information. So,
Wow.
do a few things. I'm also the CEO of Tower City Records, got a young artist right now that I'm working with named Crumbs. You can check him out, First Money, on Instagram. And also, I have other projects on the go right now. I got a project that I just dropped uh, yesterday. I've been trying to drop it for like a month now, but just
Oh.
dealing with the problems of TuneCore,
Hmm.
either pertaining to the visuals or content subject matter base, called Gamora. Project is definitely a heavy project. And I got another project I'm working on that I plan to drop real soon with Deconstructionist, which is the producer from Poland. I ain't
Hmm.
gonna put names out on the project just now
Hmm.
because a lot of the times people like to take
Wish
stuff
bad
that I put
stuff.
out, wish bad stuff, or take it doesn't matter if you wish bad stuff. My life has always been one of those things. They used to call me lucky the bad luck charm when I was younger, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Because bad
really?
shit always used to happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, man, there's too much positivity in my life and in my realm for me to like be affected by anybody's ill will. You know, feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
just a lot of people like to take bits and pieces out of your content material wise and
Oh.
put it inside theirs, you know what I mean, and not pay homage. So a lot of the times I like to just do shit, hold out, and drop it when I drop it, you know. So
Mm-hmm. That's good. You live and you learn, right?
yes, you
You
live and you
learn.
learn, you know what I mean. The one thing I learned in this life, you have to have things that you're willing to sacrifice, you know. And a
Right.
lot of the times when I put shit out there to the public to hear or see, it's because I know that I have other stuff that I'm holding back on to drop on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
So
go
I'll just give you a sample
bam.
of this. Exactly.
Drop bombs on them.
Big bomb. So like the Gomorrah album, I gave people bits and pieces of samples of the songs, but I never gave them the totality of everything. You know what I mean? Now it's like when you hear it, it's like, oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
nigga, you holding out.
So
But
what does Gomorrah,
honestly,
does Gomorrah mean something?
well,
Like in another language?
Gomorrah was a city, you know, a
Okay.
city, biblical times, you know, that was demolished by the wrath of God, right? It was
Mm-hmm.
Sodom and Gomorrah. And basically, quick story of Gomorrah. Abraham went to Gomorrah to get his brother Lot out, and Lot was there with his wife, but there's a lot of indecent things happening in the city, you know what I'm saying? Murder,
Mm-hmm.
violence, and all that craziness, you know what I'm saying? Entwined in one. And Abraham told his brother that he had to leave or else he's going to be eliminated with the city. And the angels were going to drop the nuclear bomb on the city to wipe it out. And Lot's wife did
Mm-hmm.
not want to leave the city. And when he took her, she turned around and seen the nuclear explosion and turned to stone. And
Whoa.
premise of that story is, you know what I'm saying, never be afraid to leave, you know what I'm saying, a bad situation. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
and basically that's what the whole subject matter base principle wise is around the album, but then I wind it in within a lot street elements and hip hop, you know what I mean, orientated boom bap beats, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty dope, up tempoed and some low tempo beats. It's a nice concoction of a few things. So
Right. But like
for
some true
anyone listening,
storytelling.
true storytelling, a lot of shit based around my life still, you know what I'm saying, and
Okay.
other things that you know I had interest or not interest I had been affected by, you know,
Right.
either from other people that I'm connected to. So
Mm-hmm. Because I know some artists, they want to pretend like they were in a certain kind of position and, create like a song about it versus like actually speaking about their true experiences.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, it is. I know exactly what you mean, and you know, you got to appreciate that people could be creative to that standpoint where they could fictionally create a story, you know what I'm saying, that's almost like a movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people get music twisted. It's like, yeah, you might have non-fictional stuff, but there's also rooms for fictional stuff. And to make something that's fictional, you know, it's a lot harder than to rap off something that you already experienced, you know?
Right,
So
right.
you gotta appreciate those people, even if they're fabricating and they're applying it to themselves. At the end of the day, they're creating a mystique about themselves. Everybody is a character in their own regards, you know what I mean? And if you're an artist, then you got to tap into who that artist is that you're trying to establish, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times it doesn't necessarily mean you're that person, but, you know, this is the person that you're portraying. And once you could separate the two, a lot of times listeners can't separate it. They just think that this artist is actually that person, you
Right, for
know?
sure. They don't know like the truth, like what's real and what's not.
Exactly. And, you know, you got to blame the industry for that, you know, because at
They
the end of the
filter it.
day, yeah, they filter it and they facilitate, you know what I mean? But a lot of times these, I won't say bad behaviors, but it's music that, you know what I mean, perpetuates bad behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? And you know, it's like at the end of the day, money's tied to it. So It is what it is.
You
You know what
gotta
I
do
mean?
what they say or you don't get paid.
Exactly. That's why it's up to us, you know what I mean, to enjoy but teach at the same time and let these generations know that music isn't like something that these kids that are saying that they do are actually doing every day. And if you see them doing it every day, you know what I mean, they're probably gonna die next week. And you see a lot of these artists, you know what I'm saying, being expelled like from life quicker than they could blow.
Like this.
You know,
So
and it's
young.
like shit. Too young, you know.
Too young.
And that's the thing, you take into account that music back in the days was more mental. So there is
Mm-hmm.
more of a mental capacity of people connecting and conversating, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
music now today is all about a vibe, you know what I mean? And there's not much dialect in the music itself, you know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like you can't really explain how you feel unless it's some rah rah shit. So if I'm coming on some rah rah and you're coming on some rah rah, there's no mutual ground for us to meet and conversate about our problems. You know what I mean? So
Right?
you're just gonna rah rah it out.
Rah 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 rah. And it's a number one hit. It'll be a number one hit.
Rah,
Right?
hey, there you go. There you go. I'm still waiting for that Jenny album, yo. Jenny from the block.
Send me the beats, yo. Send me the beats. All right. So
Hey,
I'm just gonna go
don't
through
say
some.
that, man, because you'll have a email heavy with stuff, yo. Don't play.
Don't open up that. Don't open up
Don't
that door.
play.
Like I'm gonna read some comments. So that Referral says, "Yo, KDB, what up?" He said, uh, "Oh, IG sabotaging you. You gotta make a song about it now." LOL. Crooks of the Round Table. He's like, "I need Atrocities album."
Oh man, Atrocity. I got 2 albums. See, that was I was KDB.
Uh huh.
And I was with Crooks at the Round Table, so I started working with these friends of mine called the Tribesmen, and we
Mhm.
did a group called Tribesmen. But I was still KDB from Crooks at the Round Table, and I wanted to come with a different persona for people not to get the two mixed up. So that's how the Atrocity came about, you know. And
Oh.
that's when I was on some real tuggy thing. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
yeah.
Question is, who's your favorite rapper of all time?
My favorite rapper of all time. See, that's a hard one, you know, because I have
Like the
honestly like
top five.
five rappers that I've like compiled to make my ultimate rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's get that. Nas would be one, Rakim would be two, KRS one, three, Scarface four, Coogee Rap five.
Oh wow. Not in
So
any
that
particular order, right?
not in any particular order. If I was to make a rap machine, you know what I mean? Android, that would be all the it'd be combined. You know what I mean?
Robot. Who
Robot.
who would it be? Like the top three then?
Top three. Um, see, I give Coogee Rap a lot of props and regard just because he forefathered a style
Hmm.
that a lot of rappers drew from, and Nas just because I was young enough to relate to like a lot of the stuff that he's spitting, and on a lyrical level, he
Hmm.
was just so clear cut with what he is saying in his delivery and his flows that it was just surreal at times, you know. And rock him just
Mm.
because the knowledge and everything that he had empowered within his music was just uplifting on a mellow level, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
He just made you sit there and think, you know? It was
Right.
like, wow. So yeah,
And then the beats
it,
helped it.
the beats definitely helped it. Although Nas didn't pick like a lot of the beats that I favored, you know what I'm saying, within
Yeah.
hip hop. He I think he had one of those complex where he felt that he could actually make the beat something that it is, you know? So
So I'm so glad you didn't say Jadakiss like most people.
Jada Kiss. Hey, but that's the thing, man. That's the thing of generations, right? So if you're coming up in a generation growing up listening to Jada and what they're doing, I could understand why people would say Jada, especially
Hmm.
because he's still current within the rap field, right? It's like Jada Kiss on any track buries almost any MC. You know what I mean? Consistently, especially over the
Mm.
course of time. Like if you're gonna say fabulous, I'd be like, oh, come on.
What?
You know, don't tell me you're a fab
Like
fan. Jenny.
what? What? No, no, like I'm not deep into hip hop like that, but I wouldn't put Fabulous on that list.
Okay, okay.
No, not for
Who's your
me.
favorite MC?
Um,
Aside from myself, obviously.
of course. I like I like Ghostface Killer.
There you go.
I like Slick Rick.
Slick Rick the Ruler.
Yeah, I like Slick
Okay.
Rick. I mean, cause it's got like a catchy, you know what I mean? Like I like the catchy storytelling.
Mm.
Let's see. All right, so those are some questions from the people. So
Hey,
let me get into my little series of questions. So
Die Fire Films. I'm still waiting for that video, homie.
which video?
Uh, Die Fire Films, man. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? He's supposed to be shooting. He's supposed to shot a video for me for like 10 years ago.
what?
10 years, Jenny. Tell him.
10 years?
From 10 years ago, Jenny. And I'm
Oh
still
my
here.
goodness. Well, he'll probably hit you up or you hit him up. Make the
I know.
connection. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, hey,
Quality, quality, quality over quantity.
hey. Definitely.
He said, whenever
Definitely
you're
agree.
ready, yo. Whenever you're ready. All right, so let's get into my questions. So do you think that the 80s era was a foundational period for hip hop and dancing? If so, how and why?
I say definitely it was because the 80s era birthed the 90s and the 90s birthed the 2000s. And in the 70s, hip hop wasn't really prevalent. You know what I mean? The
Mm-hmm.
80s is basically the foundation of everything that we see. Even now, it's like you could retract back to the 80s, like yourself, put on some dope glasses, a fly Kango, and you definitely look the part. You know what I'm saying? People will see you and they'll compliment that. You know what I'm saying? So, exactly. You know what I'm saying? The posing with confidence like that is like, that's what people needed, confidence, and that's what the '80s did. It's like the '80s was basically the art. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The foundation and the basis of the art form. You know what I'm saying? The five elements of hip hop derives from the '80s. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
fashion,
It's
the
crazy.
MC, the DJ, and what did I say? Fashion, MC,
The DJ,
DJing, dancing,
the
and
dancing,
graffiti.
graffiti. Yep.
Graffiti. Graffiti, DJing, MCing, dancing, and fashion. That's the five elements of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And the '80s was one of those things that helped transition that flow. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
also help the world see that this thing is more than just music. It's a culture. You know what I'm saying? And to a lot of people, it's a religion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What they practice and how they carry themselves. And it's a certain energy. And it was a code that let people know it's like, okay, this is a hip hopper. And it's like it was a proud thing back them time periods to carry because that meant that you're different and you're woke, you're aware and you understood. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't follow the regular basis that society tried to set for you. So that's why I think the '80s more than everything. And you know, life is a cycle. So everything always goes back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
as much as the music has changed and is still changing and it might be in the course of changing, there's always those that retract back to the time periods of when the art was in its purity. So to
Mm.
believe that the 80s is definitely the best time of hip hop and
The introduction of hip hop.
the, the introduction, well, the best, I believe, because it was fresh, it was brand new. Imagine having a baby. When you have a baby, it's like those are the best times to remember. It's
Right.
like because they're still growing and they're still learning. You know what I'm saying? And
Still
all the
innocent.
mistakes. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? until they get into their teenage years and they're like in jail and they're beating up people and it's like, oh, and then when they get older into the adulthood and come back and can reflect on life, it's like, okay, cool.
You're like, can you just be a newborn again?
Oh
Just
man,
be innocent and oblivious. All right, so
we
back to the movie of the B Street. So do you remember like a favorite scene or any recollection to anything that was really memorable from that movie for you?
yeah, I had a few scenes. Um, well, I don't know if you've seen the video I did, Ernie Paniccioli, where they had the break-in scene that transpired in the club.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was a epic scene for me when I seen that. Is like, wow, that's like battling, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how guys, you know what I mean, used to show their bravado back in those days. You know what I'm saying? It's like at that point, it's like, how do you know who was dope? And this,
You're right.
when you start taking in the combinations that guys are putting together, is like, okay, that's how you could tell that this guy is actually doper than the next dude. Just how his combinations hit, and you know what I mean, his pauses, and you know what I mean, the flares that he was making, how sturdy he kept his poise,
Yeah.
and I love that scene in the what's it called it. But it was funny to me because in that scene, after the
Mm-hmm.
battle was done, everybody else went back to dancing and grooving
It's
like
true.
nothing happened. You know what I mean? And that's always some shit that reminded me of some stuff when I was in the party. Um, Also, another dope scene I liked was when Ramos, the Spanish guy,
Mm-hmm.
was in the subway and they used to do bombings in on the trains, right?
Yeah.
And it reminded me of when I was younger. There's the wall, the Kiel Wall, near Dundas West and Kiel Station.
Uh-huh.
So there's a graffiti artist named Rekka from my neighborhood, Swansea, and he had this tag. And these guys used to spray paint on that wall all the time illegally until they
Really?
started getting paid to graffiti on that wall from like different companies in the neighborhood, like Midas and
Oh,
other companies, right? But
that's
that
it.
wall was like a staple for other walls that were on this subway line, like the one up in Scarborough by the RT area.
Oh yeah, I remember. I
Yeah.
remember that one.
So
Yeah.
it's like you had the Kill wall and you had the RT wall over there. It was like you used to ride the subway just so you could get a glimpse of those. You know what I mean?
Of
And when I
of
see
the
that
timeless.
Ramos, yeah, and that Ramos scene was like epic because he went to bomb the trains, and bombing the trains, he got into some type of scruffle with a police officer, and then he fell on the train tracks, I believe, in the scrubble, and he got electrocuted, right?
Ooh,
So
shoot.
when he got electrocuted, he died,
Damn.
and that was like one of those heart wrenching scenes, especially for a kid to digest. Like you were like an art, especially I was an artist, so it's like to see a guy die like that who's an artist. It kind of was one of those things that made me think twice about going into the subway and trying to spray paint on trains. You know what I mean? So
Right. Like it
they
deterred
did
you.
a good job. It did deter me. They did a good job.
Yeah,
They did a
as
good
we were
job.
watching the
You know what I mean?
movie,
Planting that seed in my head as a kid to say it's like, yo, if you do this, this could happen to you. You know,
right. Nobody's trying to get fried like that.
unless you're smoking
Cause
weed.
right. But as we were watching the movie, I didn't realize like I just never thought that there was an actual live track, like a live
Yeah,
electricity. So when I hear people talking about like they want to or they jump the subway or they jump down there, I'm like, a part of me is like, it's not that serious. They could just jump back up. But then
so
after watching this movie and seeing that you can actually get electrocuted, I was like, oh, okay. Now I understand this. The seriousness. Obviously, there's the part where you can literally get hit by the subway, but that's the only part that I was thinking of. I didn't actually know there was a live part, a live electricity running through it.
oh yeah.
So dang,
So
but RIP to your homeboy. One second. just gonna read this quiz questions.
R.I.P. to my boy Ramos.
Right.
And got a next
And your
question?
homeboy. So quiz question. What album was
Mm,
RZA's song Tragedy on?
Tragedy. Damn.
That was just
That's
like right.
so. That's like left field. Where the hell did that come from, man?
I don't know. Trying to catch you off guard here.
Wow.
I don't know. It's just a
Tragedy. Was
quiz
it on the Bobby
question.
Digital album? Because RZA had one album first, so I could only imagine that it's probably on the Bobby Digital album.
Mm. So is he right? So whoever asked that question, you said nope. It's not.
Oh man, Tragedy. Is it even on the RZA? Do, do, do.
I personally don't know the answer, so we'd have
Is
to
Tragedy
answer to the
even on a
people.
RZA album?
See, we'll wait for that. We'll wait for
'Cause
that
I'm like
answer.
Tragedy.
Okay, so my question is, did you ever try breaking, popping,
Yes,
locking,
I
tutting? What?
did. Here's the thing. I was a dancer before I was a rapper.
No, you weren't.
I
Stop
was.
this.
I
Stop your
was.
noise.
I
What?
was. You want to hear a joke?
Tell
I
us
was
the
part of a. I
story.
used to. Do you know who Lava Man is?
Who?
Lava Man.
The name kind of sounds familiar,
Well,
but I don't think so.
you probably know him. He's a dread. You know what I mean? He's a dreadlock, brown skinned dude, Jamaican guy.
What does he
So
do?
his name's Nigel. So I used to
Spell.
dance with a friend named Nigel. Nigel and Nigel, and I was the other dude in the dance crew. My other friend Nigel, who was my dance partner, name was Burger. R.I.P. God rest his soul, Burger. And believe it or not, we our our dance crew was called Burger and Fries. Why you
Who made
laughing
that
at a
name up?
boy, man? We're
Who made
young.
that name up?
Well, I don't know. Because he was called Burger, initially I just became Fries. You know what I'm saying? So we had a thing where we were in the clubs doing the burger and fries. But yeah, I definitely tried to break when I was younger. We used to go to Southport. There's a factory there where we used to steal Bristol boards and bring them back to the hood. I used to
Hmm.
do like the head spin, the worm downstairs, like literally going down the stairs doing the worm,
What?
um, back spins, all that craziness, man. That's why I was dangerous, man. I used to take it to the extreme. A lot of things. Even now, it's like I'm an extremist when it comes to the art. You know.
Jeez. So did you break any bones? Like any?
No, I did not.
Thank
Aside from
goodness.
having a broken collarbone for the majority of my life, no, I did not.
Collarbone from dancing?
No, no, just from childhood stuff.
Oh, okay. That's crazy. So you were a dancer, and then you transitioned into artistry,
Into
being a rapper.
Yep, became a rapper and then kind of stopped dancing because I was with Crooks of the Round Table. You know what I mean? It wasn't too cool for a thug to be dancing. You know what I mean? So, but you could always catch me in a circle one time when Wu Tang was playing. You know what I mean? I was like doo doo doing that foolishness.
That's crazy. I feel like I have a newfound respect, even
Hey,
though you don't even do no two steps really now.
what now? If you're partying with me back in the days, girl, I could cut a rug. You know what I mean?
What? That's so dope. I didn't know that about you. That's sick. So let's do a little fun thing. Name five iconic things that make you think of the 80s. Could be anything.
Run DMC,
Uh-huh.
Shell Top, Adidas, Gazelles, and Kangles.
I think that's four.
No.
I swear
What
that
was
was
the last
four.
thing I said?
Kangle.
Kangles,
Kangle,
that's cool.
Gazelle.
Show Top, Run DMC, Gazelles, Kangles, and Okay, hold up. Maximums.
Pardon?
Nissan Maximums.
Oh wow, those are 80s? The Nissan
Yeah.
Maximals? They came out in the 80s? Or you were driving them in the
Maybe they
80s?
maybe they came out in the 90s. I'm thinking about what's it called? You know what I'm thinking about? New Jack City. Maybe it came out in the 90s. Hold on. All right. Buggies. Volkswagen buggies.
Okay. I think those are older, but okay.
Bu- Older than the 80s. Hey, my father had one in the 80s, man. So
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna penalize you. There's no real right or wrong. But all right, that's cool. So they said it's not. Oh, tragedy is not on a RZA album. I rephrase the question, but this makes it easier.
exactly, man.
What what soundtrack is tragedy on?
Oh man. The soundtrack is Tragedy on. Oh man, come on, man. This is me you're talking to, man. You know what I'm saying? It's on the Gravedigger album, dog. You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
see.
It's on
See if
the
it's right.
Grave Diggers album. How you like that?
Oh,
How
take
you
that.
like that?
He's like, I thought you were a Wu-Tang guru. Oh, this dude,
Oh
like you
nope. Damn, what'd you talk about?
know. Dang, he got you good.
Damn.
He said he thought you were a Wu-Tang guru. Chicka chicka guru. Hold on a second. Let me fix
Tragedy.
this.
Okay, I give up, man.
You
I
give
ain't gonna
up?
bust my brain no longer on it. What album was it on?
He gives up.
Because I was right when I said that it was not on no fucking, unless it was Bobby Digital. Because RZA didn't even have a solo album. All right. No,
Let's
he
see.
did only had the Bobby Digital stuff for solo projects. And the, what's it called? It? Grave Diggers. Yo, bro, you tripping.
He
Rhyming
said Rhyme and
Reason
Reason
soundtrack.
soundtrack.
That's so far off. That's like a Wu-Tang like throwaway track. You know what I mean? That doesn't even have a body of a Wu-Tang member present.
A
You
throwaway
know,
track?
it's basically a throwaway track. It's like one of those tracks you throw in a compilation somewhere. You know what I mean? It's not essentially a Wu-Tang project. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit.
But if they're on it,
They're on
they
it.
they wouldn't consider it a throwaway track though.
Hey,
Like just
if you're
something
not,
to make it an album.
it's not an album. It's on a compilation. You know what I mean? So you take it and you throw it to somewhere else where someone puts it on a compilation of other artists. You know,
Okay.
that's not essentially your body of work. You know what I mean?
So that
That's
you're saying it doesn't count? Is that what you're saying?
it. Don't count, man. Come with some facts. Come with some factual stuff. You know what I'm saying? These guys trying to tie me up.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
hey man, but if you're
I'm
a
the
fan, you should
oologist
know
out
like
here,
all
son.
these. If you're a real fan though, you should probably know all these little tidbits now. Just
I
saying.
should. I should.
You should.
That's no excuse.
Even
No
the
excuse. I
throwaway
take that.
tracks.
I take that. I take that one.
You take the little L. It's a small
I
L.
take
It's
the little.
okay.
I'll take the small L, not a big L,
Just
RIP to the God, but a
little.
small L. You know what I mean?
Just the
Petite.
first
New
line for the
Chronicles.
capital L. Just that little line. Somebody said Woo Chronicles.
Mm.
All right. So talk. Yeah. So introduce. Talk more about the song. The dedication. Like
Ooh,
what made you
all
want to
right.
do it other than the dedication.
So let me tell you, Ernie Paniccioli is the first actual hip hop photographer journalist. You know what I mean? That I was privy to meet,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like dumbfounded because a lot of the stuff back in the days, the magazines, photos for those Word Up magazines and Source magazines and other magazines,
Mm-hmm.
that was his work that I was collecting, you know. And
Oh.
a friend
Mm-hmm.
came to me And shout outs to Q Rock, shout outs to Grizz on the Grind, shout outs to Dynamo. Dynamo actually came to me, was like, yo, this Ernie's come in town and woo woo woo. He threw the whole lowdown about, and I was like, wow, that's who that guy is. And I'm like, you know what, I definitely need to meet him and I need to do something special for him. So
Yeah.
I went about and found a venue. Um, you know that Latin spot that's at College and Spathers. It kind of changed a few times, but it was a Latin club and a
Mm-hmm.
food diner spot. So I was like, I went to the venue and I got the venue,
Mm-hmm.
and I got some people to do some publicist work for me to promote it on
Mm-hmm.
that note. And then, oh man, threw together a flyer. Then we housed a nice Q&A for him there. When I was like, had a performance based after the Q&A where I had a couple affiliates rap, and respectfully, I went last, you know what I mean? Knowing that everybody would probably dip. So
Mm-hmm.
I did go last, you know, people dip, and man was like, yo, just rap, yo. I'm like, you know what? I will rap, even if it's just for you in a chair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's like shit. At the end of the day, it's just exercising the talent, right?
Right.
And the amount of people that heard me rap in the course of my life is like shit. It ain't nothing to rap for a couple chairs, you know.
Right.
So, um, I was traveling across Canada, and I got a beat from a friend from New York. He's from Brooklyn, called Jay Naismith. And is Jay Naismith? Hold up. So Jay, he gave me this beat, and I heard it, and I was like, God damn, this sounds like some old school hip hop. You know what I mean? But it had like
Uh-huh.
that new school fire, like grit to it.
Right.
So I was like, shit, you know what? This would be a great dedication track. So I wrote this dedication track, and I was like, shit, this shit's dope. But I was like, you know what? It's too lyrical. I was like,
Oh.
damn, I need to rewrite this. You know what I mean? So I wrote it
Mm-hmm.
again, try to make it more guided along the principle of his evolution in the game. But then I was like, you know what? This is too rappy. The people of this generation won't really take it in like that, you know? So I
Right.
was like, I rewrote it again. I wrote it like 4 times, and I was like, okay, let me really just simplify it and dumb it down a bit. So I put together what I did, and I was like, I just threw a couple hip hop references in there, people that he probably had strong connections with, you know, in the
Mm-hmm.
course of the music, him doing his thing. And I wanted to make it like it was him in a party. You know what I mean? And like, how would it feel if he was in a party? You know what I mean? In them
Mm-hmm.
days. So I was like,
Right.
okay, let me make it more of like a party kind of vibe, you know, type of record. And essentially, what the name calling is like, how else could you make these generations be familiar with somebody other than just repeatedly saying the name over? So I was like, let me just chant his name over and over again so it sticks in people's minds, you know what I mean? So
Right.
that's when the name can't chant came, where it's like over and over I said his name. So I did a release for YouTube and what's not, gave it to him. He said he loved it. So I was like, okay, bless. So I put it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if I make any proceeds from this, I'll definitely donate a large portion of it to you. So I was like, he put out another book. He put out a book called Who Shot Ya? And I
Uh-huh.
bought that book, and he did a Q&A talking about that book at the event that I put on.
Mm-hmm.
So he did another book called The End of Hip Hop. And I was like, you know what? Let me put together this compilation visualization of this video. And I was like, just looking for stuff that kind of made me feel like the song. Then I came across the Beat Street thing. I was like,
Oh.
oh shit. I was like, wait. So I was like, play the track. Then I played the little dancers doing their thing. And I was like, yo, this shit
Yeah.
fucking works. And in the track, I shout out Crazy Legs. And Crazy Legs is actually one of the dancers in Beat
Hmm.
Street, right? And he actually is on the guys wearing the blue side
Right.
uniforms opposed to the red side. So
He
I
was
was
like the
like,
light skinned guy.
yeah, the taller dude. So I was like, you know what? Let me just edit this, and it all just fell into place. Usually when I do these rendition edits of hip hop videos of
Hmm.
like things that are already out there, it's like if it doesn't fall into place naturally, then it doesn't work. But
Right.
everything just fell into place naturally. So I was like, yo, this shit was meant for this. So I put that shit out, and I like showed him the video, and he was like, yo, I'm mind blown. You know what I mean? It's like totally 100% appreciated. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? That made me feel good. That made me feel like I gave back to hip hop. You feel me? So
That's crazy. So did you know Crazy Legs? Like, did you know him personally or
nah,
you hit
nope.
him up
But
and
I know him. Q Rock. You know what I mean? Probably knows him. Rock Steady, Ready to Rock. That's a breakdancing associate group that are affiliated with Rock Steady in New York.
oh,
And Q Rock is actually a part of those guys.
that's
So
so sick. Have you performed in like New York or
honestly,
or like the
Jenny,
state?
I fucked up when I was younger. I never was able to perform in the States,
Mm-hmm.
Like I did some stupid shit when I was younger, which most definitely hindered my progress as an artist. But I was fortunate to travel across Canada and Europe and Asia and South America and all different other corners of the world, you know what I mean, to perform, But America itself, no. I
Oh.
haven't been able to touch America. But it's funny enough that as soon as I get my part in and everything else, Corona happens. So it's like,
But everything is like online now, so you could touch
yeah,
like.
everything's online, but there's there's
But I mean, concerts
something
won't be the
about
same
being
anyways.
tangible. You
Pardon?
know what I mean? There's something about being tangible, when
Yeah,
people
for
could
sure.
touch and feel, it's like they that's an experience that they'll always have embedded in their mind and memories. There's nothing more rememberable as a touch
For sure.
from, what I mean? It's like, oh, I can remember how that felt. You sit down and you ponder on it, like, oh shit, you know. So
Yeah. I mean, we've all done some stupid, crazy stuff, right? But at the same time, it's like, even if you were to go into the States to perform now, like after this pandemic, like things may never actually be normal or the same again. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like some things happen for a reason, but I don't think there's any real what's the word? I don't think you should fully like regret per se. I mean, because we've all made mistakes, we've all done bad things and stupid things, but at the same time, we just have to adapt. And, tomorrow's a new day.
exactly.
Technology is here, at the tip of our fingers. And I mean, you
Well,
also have a
everything
YouTube that can reach millions too, right?
exactly.
And the Instagram lives, like, it's crazy. Hold on. I'm just reading what some people are saying here. Somebody said Woo Chronicles. Next quiz question. Name an artist whose second album is better.
Then the first
That's a good question.
Mob Deep,
Their second album's way much better.
Hell and Earth. Holy shit! Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy.
I did it.
Um, Nas,
Second.
fucking I Am. That album way better than fucking. No, it was written. That album's crazy. Um, no, I think who else? 50 Cents. Get Rich or Die Trying was way better than his first album, the first
Yeah,
project that
what
he
was
put
his
out.
first one called?
I don't even remember. That's how
I
fucking.
know I bought the CD. I know I bought Get Rich or Die Trying. And I don't buy albums like that. Like to go in the store and to to buy like um a hip hop album per se, like a big artist. But I bought his. I thought that was his first. No, I don't know. I can't remember, but I definitely bought his second one and I loved it. So Mob Deep definitely, arguably, those are all arguably good or not.
He knows they're good. He
He
knows
knows they're
that
good.
those words are good. That's why he's like, you could argue about that.
You
He's
could
like,
argue. I mean, there's so much.
"Hmm,
There's probably a lot more, right? That the second are better than the first.
oh, definitely,
Okay,
definitely.
if you can
But
think of others. Do you think
oh,
your second album was better than your first?
oh man, my second album, oof, way better than my first.
Okay,
Way
but
better
why
than
do
my
you think
first.
that is though?
Why? I think just the progression of time. I was still learning who I was as an artist, you know? It's like I was still learning. Actually, although I was like a dope rapper,
Hmm.
I was just actually learning how to write and compile rhymes and put things in a sentence form where it's like I could actually explain what I was trying to say, you know? And
Hmm.
back then I was like, that's rapping off the hype of rap, you know?
Right.
So it's like when I actually got into like the full out structuring of, you know what I mean, putting together a rhyme scheme, is
Yeah.
like shit.
So
I
do you
was
get it?
more seasoned.
So when you're into like the writing mode, do you more so hear the beat and then formulate the words in the song, or do you have the words and then you find a beat to match with it? Like, what's that process like for you?
Honestly, my thing is just unorthodox. Yo, it's like I do it different ways. You know, there's times where I sit down and I'll listen to a beat for like 2 days straight. You know what I mean? And I'll just spurts just different ideas here and there, and then I'll compile them all. There's some times where I'll just write what's in my mind to nothing, you know,
Hmm.
and I'll just try to find a beat to lay it to afterwards. Or there's times where it's like I'll just say turn on the mic and I'll just freestyle the track, you know. So
Oh,
it's like a lot of times I'm one of those people that don't like to stay too structural when it comes to making music, you know. I like, yo, I want
like
things to be organic,
spontaneity
spontaneous,
and
definitely.
spontaneous. The only album, okay, they said the only album that is clearly better than the first is Ghostface. And everyone you said, I think. Everyone you said is all arguable.
Come on. So, hey, what are you talking about? Ghostface, the first album is the best, bro. Iron Man, there's no better album than Iron Man. Supreme Clientele is not better than Iron Man, yo. I eat fish, toss salads across valleys. Like, what you talking about? What you talking about, yo? Like all those guys in Wu-Tang, their first albums were the best. Cause that's when they were really hungry for it. You know what I mean?
Like raw, they said you're crazy. You
Nah, man.
crazy, man. You crazy.
Nah, man. Iron Man, bro. Trust me.
Jeez. Debates. The debates. The test of time. Speaking of fish, like what does KDB Truman Show eat on the regs?
What do I eat?
Yeah. Are you like
Oh,
vegan? Are you like anything you
um,
want?
I'm a pro pescatarian. You know what I mean?
Define
I'll be
that,
real with
please.
you. I eat seafood. I eat dabble in fish. Here, there, I try not to eat too much of it because of zinc. And to be real, it's like as of late, I start dabbling into goat, curry goat here and there because of the holiday seasons. I'm Jamaican, so it's like there's always curry goat on
Oxtails.
the table. Oxtail is like one of those things I don't really dabble in. I
Oh,
try
okay.
not to dabble into too much red meat,
Uh-huh.
but for sure I don't eat chicken because I know that chicken is genetically more than modified, and you just don't know what you're getting with all these crazy influx of like chickens being herded
Really?
all around. Hmm?
You don't eat chicken?
I don't eat chicken. I'm like the black man that don't eat chicken. You know what I mean? It's- People think I'm crazy.
I
It's
mean, if
like
you're
I'm the
talking about
worst
fried
person to
chicken,
invite to a barbecue.
pardon?
I'm the worst person to invite to a barbecue because you're
Wow.
gonna be throwing asparagus on the grill.
I like asparagus. That's got some iron. It's good
Give me
iron.
the watermelon, leave the chicken.
I can't believe you don't eat chicken.
Don't eat
Wow.
chicken.
Not that that's like a racial thing, but like,
Oh, what? Because I'm black, I gotta eat
no,
chicken, Jenny? That's what you saying?
no,
Wow.
I'm just saying. Well, you said it for yourself, but because I would rather eat chicken than anything else.
We gotta think. It's like, how long does it take a chicken to grow?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
Isn't it
these
pretty
guys grow full
fast?
chickens at like 4 weeks, 5 weeks. You know what I mean? To all the hormones and steroids, the chickens are also eating grain foods, which is Monsanto's, you know what I'm saying, grain, which means they're also eating genetically modified grains and food and etc. It's just like, so a lot of times that's why young girls are bustful at a young age. Young dudes, you know what I'm saying, are like giants, and you know what I mean, they're
All the
all
hormones?
hormatic, you know what I mean. Hormones are running wild, you know what I mean, hitting puberty at a young age, you know what I'm saying. A lot
Mm,
of the hormones, you know what I'm saying, that they use to make these chickens grow faster, you know what I'm saying, and other things. It's like you got to be conscious of certain things that, you know what I mean, we take within our daily diet. So it's like, for that, I was like, you know what, I gotta sacrifice one or the other, man. So it's like, do I sacrifice this or sacrifice that? So for me, it's like
but
the
mhm.
most suitable sacrifice was sacrificing chicken. You know what I mean?
Wow. I just know a lot of people would sacrifice like red meat. Uh, so I'm guessing no pork.
Yeah, I stopped eating pork when I was like 6.
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, yeah,
So pure
um,
like vegetables too.
yep. I would
That's good.
definitely
Can
love
you
my
cook?
veggies. I definitely can burn the pot.
So you can. So you cannot cook.
Of course, I could cook. I'm Jamaican, man. What Jamaican man you know that can't cook?
I know a lot.
Yeah, they're lying to you.
What?
They're
I know
lying
a
to you,
lot.
man.
I know a lot of guys who cannot cook to save their lives.
I
Just saying.
I don't know one. Yo, if you're a Caribbean of descent,
You should
it's
be
a
able to
pride
cook, you're
thing
saying?
to know how to cook. Definitely, it's a
Hmm.
pride thing. It's like, what? You don't know how to cook? It's like,
But I mean,
trust
if
me.
your parents if your parents are not into cooking, what are they going to teach you?
Well, then you must
How
be
to
really,
open a
really,
can of
really,
soup?
really, really, really North Americanized. You know what I mean? If your parents don't know how to cook, there's no parent that is don't know how to cook in Jamaica or
Oh,
any island per se.
you be eating sardines for dinner,
Yeah, man.
canned soups.
That's when poverty is real.
Yep. Hey, but I still like eating some of that stuff, even though it's ghetto.
Hey, man, I used to dine on bully beef when I was younger, man. That
Yo,
was a
bully
delicacy.
beef
Yeah, man.
and
It actually,
rice,
and bully beef and rice. You know, a little bit
rice,
of black pepper and some onion.
some onion and some a little bit of scotch bonnet,
Okay, you
a little
trumped
bit of
me on that
ketchup.
one. A little bit of ketchup and a smack bag of soy sauce. You know what I mean?
Right? Now I'm just talking about food. So what about like snacks? Do you,
Snacks. I definitely like to eat fruits.
okay.
Um, pears. My favorite is kiwi,
I like
kiwi
kiwi.
pears, and
Hmm.
I'll eat a kiwi whole, just like washing and popping in my mouth.
What do you mean
You know
you
what I
don't
mean?
take off the skin?
The skin is the most healthiest part.
What?
Why would you take it
You
off?
eat the skin? The
You
skin
gotta
is
eat the skin, girl.
the skin is
You
tough
gotta
and
eat
it's
the
got
skin.
the little
You gotta
wiry
eat the skin.
fuzz.
You're doing a disservice to the kiwi if you don't eat the skin.
Bro, the
Real talk.
skin is like protecting the inside.
Real talk.
Why would you want to eat the outside?
Because the skin has the most nutrients.
And probably the most like pesticide. You
That's why you gotta wash it.
can't wash off all the pesticides. I
What?
don't think so.
Why is there water for then?
Bro, I cannot eat the kiwi with the skin. The
One day
that
you will.
wiry fuzz, like
One day you will. One day you'll be too hungry to peel it, and you're gonna be like, KDB
or
said it's
too
alright.
lazy. But the thing is, by the time like I go to peel it, like a lot of the insides like stuck on the skin. So by the time
Mm.
the kiwi's like this, by the time I peel it, it's
You know what's
like
crazy?
nothing left.
This shit. I swear it knew that I was gonna go on live on my other account,
Why?
and it prevented that because I have so much more followers on my other account.
Oh,
So
but
it's like, especially because I promoted it on my other account, which is
yeah, you
crazy.
did.
You know what I mean?
You did, and then they're not letting you. Well, I mean,
Sabotage, yo.
we can
This guy's
always
been
do like
hating on
another
me, bro.
kind, another on another day or something if you want to promote or talk about whatever it is that you would like, right? So I
Definitely.
want to respond to like the dedicated video that you did. Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. That was such a good idea, and to reach out. I feel like a lot of these, I don't know, celebs, I guess you could call them, like celebrities are just more open to communicating with, just the general public
Mm,
because of this crazy time and how accessible they are, through the internet. So I think that was like
yeah.
a dope idea. Do you feel like you're going to be doing more of these kind of things? Is this something that you would try and do again? Or is it just kind of
Wherever
like
the
spur of
wind
the
blows,
moment, like
man.
whatever it is?
Yeah, definitely spirit of moment, spontaneous. It's like doesn't make sense. It's like I don't really when I do a lot of shit. It's like although like music wise, I plan for things. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I never planned it. I planned on doing a video for the single, but I never planned on doing a video like that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But COVID was like one of those things where it's like, okay, what else could I do if I can't really do the video that I want to do? So I was
Right.
like, I'll substitute the idea with other things,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like just going off the whim. Gotta appreciate the results of the project itself. It's like I definitely felt that I made a dent, and if anyone listened or watched the video definitely makes you like the song more.
Right.
So it's like
Yeah, it was cool. And it was like perfect timing because I was like, hey, I'm doing a break-in movie marathon for the
coincidental.
weekend. And then
That's crazy, right?
I was like, what? I didn't want you to think like, yo, this girl's trying to, do something because, it was my idea kind of thing. But I was like, this just totally enhanced that whole vibe. And I
Mm.
know you're into hip hop, and I'm sure that you've seen this movie because you included it in the video. So I was like, why not put two and two together and just have a little chit chat and talk about this video and the idea, you know what I mean? But I had no idea he did a lot of those pictures from those
Yeah.
magazines. Like, that's crazy. Does he seem like humble? Was he really like chill, cool, humble?
He's definitely humble and knowledgeable,
Did he
incredible
give you
source.
like any kind of like insider things? Like, yo, do you know? Did you know? Blah
No,
blah blah.
just some positive reinforcements,
Mm-hmm.
that's all I would expect, what I mean, especially being a forefather in this, you know what I mean? He's definitely like a father figure, a brother. He goes by the name brother Ernie Paniccioli, brother Ernie. That's what a lot of people call him, brother Ernie, you know what I mean?
Really?
But it's like just being around, you know what I mean?
It's
The
kind of like
essence of
legend, like
someone
a
is humbling.
legendary kind of photographer,
Exactly. It's
right?
humbling, right? It's like, and he's humble to be like, not big headed about what he does, or what he did or who he's seen or
Right.
what he came across, you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely appreciative and thankful and felt blessed and am blessed to say that okay, I met this guy who actually helped people discover the artist that they like visually, you know. And I
Right.
don't think a lot of people take that into account, you know. It's like who
Mm-hmm.
shot that guy's photo? Like who helped that dude in that angle, position, pose, you know what I mean, and gave him direction to come with a sick photo that you'd want to put on your wall, you know what I
Right?
mean? And
Tearing those
it's
pages
not,
out, put in your locker,
you know,
on your wall.
it's not like the guy just went somewhere and he just took the picture himself and posted it. It's not, you know.
Right? So let's ask you next question. What's a better album, Liquid Swords or Only Built for Cuban Links? Ooh.
You know what? To be real with you, I'm gonna say Liquid Swords. Only because me and Raekwon, I'm not a fan of Raekwon like that. I love the Cuban Inks album, but I wasn't a fan of the album after he dissed my crew on the radio
What?
with Mastermind, you know. So that's the only reason why I say Liquid Swords, you know. I stopped listening to the Cuban Links album after Raekwon dissed us. Crooks
You
at the Round
just
Table. Yeah, before my group was Crooks at the Round Table, we were called Criminal Shine.
uh-huh.
And Mastermind must have asked Raekwon, what do you have to say about these young guys from Toronto coming up called Criminal Shine? He's like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
Criminal Shine, yo, we the real Criminal Shine, man. We've been doing this shit from yeah, and whatever, what's not, you know what I mean? So at that point, coming back to the city, I never really took it like it was a diss, but everybody else started hitting me up and letting me know, yo, you guys got dissed by Raekwon, by Wu-Tang. I was like, what? So when girls start telling you you got this, it's like, okay, we got this. So yeah,
Damn.
at that point, as much as I love the album, I didn't listen to it. And as much as I loved certain songs, I would like actually stop dancing in clubs when certain songs played. You know what I mean? Just
Right.
because. And you're just young. You're too young to know better. You took it personal. At the
Yeah.
point, he don't know me. So I was like, shit, why the hell would he care? You know what I'm saying? About some artist that he feels like, okay, we probably come with a sick name and the name they probably should have thought of, they didn't think of. And we're
Mm-hmm.
rolling with a sick name called Criminal Shine. You know what I mean? And at that time, Shine was a, catchphrase word where it's like you're doing good, you're shining, people can
Mm-hmm.
see you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like us was a mentality like we're doing things on a criminal level, but we're shining at the same time. So and
That's
then we became Crooks at the
crazy.
Round Table.
That's crazy. But I mean, I would take it personal.
Hmm?
I'm saying that's crazy. I would have took it personal though.
It's all good because when we went to Manhattan to promote our Crooks at the Round Table sticker, we're in the Wu Tang building in Manhattan,
Mm-hmm.
and we posted Crooks at the Round Table stickers all in they damn elevator. It was like everywhere. We posted stickers everywhere. You know what I mean? So, and the next thing you know, we had this single Day by Day, Night by Night, and Mind Over Matter,
Mm-hmm.
and then we heard this Method Man on that track. Um, Mind Over Matter, next rapper beat to Cal. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh shit. I was like, this meth dissing us too? I was like, nah. That's probably just coincidence. But you know, shout out to Method Man. Big dude.
So even to this day, you don't know.
No, well, at the end of the day, mind over matter is just one of those phrases,
Yeah, it's
right?
one of those
You know what I'm
general
saying?
phases,
Yeah,
phrases.
so
Um,
I can't say that, oh, he heard our record, because although our record was banging in New York,
oh,
you know, mind over matter,
yeah.
um, it's not like we actually held the weight to actually want to come after, you know what I mean? It's
Oh,
like we're just a group from Canada, you know what I'm saying?
right.
It's like shit.
But I mean, you guys, well, you were like a loyal fan. Is
Oh yeah.
this like
I
before
still
that?
am a loyal fan.
Pardon? You still are a loyal
Still
fan.
am a loyal fan. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
You change your life, man.
right. Got you. All right. So want to say, I don't want to hold up too much of your time,
No
but
problem,
just,
dude.
pardon?
I said no problem.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to say thank you. But I like to do a little this or that kind of little quiz thing, you know, if you're interested in that. So the first one would just be simple, like hat or glasses, this or that. What would you
Glasses.
rather?
Uh, Glasses. I love my glasses.
Like your glasses, but you don't wear them, like prescription?
No,
Okay, just for fashion, that's what you mean.
like kids,
Okay.
yeah.
A record or a cassette? Like a vinyl or a cassette?
Vinyl. The vinyls last for the test of time.
Uh,
When the apocalypse happens and everything's gone, technology is done, you know what I'm saying? You can still hear music on vinyl.
oh,
CDs and tapes and all these other things will
the
be,
cassettes?
cassettes will be not irrelevant, you know what I mean? But a vinyl
Yeah.
is something that the Flintstones could still play.
You remember like the cassettes and like using the pencil to like
Rolling them up, putting tape on your tapes, you know what I'm saying? It was when they snap on you, it's like shit.
tapes on
They
the
get you
tapes. Dang.
tape on your tapes.
Okay, what about chips or cookies?
Chips.
What flavor?
I am sour cream and onion kind of guy.
Mm. Arcade or
Good picker.
NES?
Hmm?
Arcade or NES, like Nintendo?
I say arcade. You
Were
know what I
you good? Did you
mean?
play?
The arcades?
Yeah, like what did you play?
I used to like playing Double Dribble. No, Double Dribble wasn't in the arcade. Street Fighter. Street Fighter was my thing. And Tekken. Street Fighter and Tekken.
Yo, who was your character in Street Fighter?
Ken was my character in Street Fighter, and Tekken Liu Long.
Which one? Is it a
Liu
guy or a
Liu
girl?
Long is a guy. He's a police officer. He was basically a Jackie Chan impersonator.
Oh, got you. And then Pumas or Adidas?
Adidas.
Mm. And then train or plane?
All right, plane. Plane because I'd rather get there quicker than sit down and then antagonize and ride.
There's no like stop and go.
Exactly.
All right, so you have any shout outs, any social media? Like, what's your social media? How do people find you? How do people listen to your
Oh,
stuff,
man.
get your stuff, all that good stuff? Let the people know.
Well, got Tower City Records website in construction. It will be towercityrecords.com. You could get to me on my Instagram. Follow me at KDB Toronto. It's a new profile I put up. You could also follow me at Street Mutts, which is a group of mine from the past that some music I'm releasing from the past, and I got a new project working on with that group, Street Mutts. You could follow this live. Oh, this is on the KDB Toronto. Follow my other website profile,
Or Instagram.
Tower City Records, Instagram, Tower City Records, or catch me on Facebook, KDB Babylon War Child Atrocities. All right. And that's basically it. Unless you want to come find me at Onyx Barbers, 90 Adelaide East, catch a fade, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you tip nicely, you know what I'm saying? Get some music, you know what I'm saying, etc., etc. You know what I mean?
Any shout outs, special shout outs you like to make?
Uh, Shout outs to my boys from Swansea, man. Swansea holding it down. Yo, shout outs to my boy Die Fire Films. Yo, Joey, much love, you know what I mean? The whole Jane Strip, the whole damn Bloor Strip, downtown, hold it down, you know what I'm saying? My brethren's out there in the Scar Town, you know what I mean? Everything within Toronto, you know, Tower City, man, hold it down, man. Just keep it like that.
That's
Ooh, shout
love.
out to Jenny holding it down, you know what I'm saying? Jenny from the
Hey, I don't know who
appreciate
that
you, man.
is, but No problem. Thank you so much, KDB Truman Show, for
Hey,
your experience, your legendary personas, your
ah,
music, your talent, you know what I'm saying? Your time, especially now, seems like you're such a busy person with so many different roles from, music to barber to, you know, I don't know, all the other good stuff. But I wanted to say thank you so much for tuning
could I show
in.
you some things that I'm doing real
Pardon?
quick? Can I show you something real quick?
Oh yeah, sure.
So remember I said I was an artist, right?
Oh yeah. What? That's sick. Hold on. Wait, hold it up again. Let's see. That's so sick. You want to talk about it? Like explain it?
Okay, this one's called hip hop Stockholm syndrome, right?
Okay.
And it's basically off of a single that I'm working on for this new project that I got coming out soon. And
Mm-hmm.
it's basically of artists that are signed to labels and get ripped off, and they basically go back to labels and get ripped off again, and go back to the label and get ripped off again. You know what I mean? Because they're basically a slave to the system, right?
Oh, right,
So it's
right.
like Stockholm syndrome. And this other one,
That's sick. Whoa, that's dope.
still working on it.
Jeez.
It's called Evil Around the Corner. You know what I mean? So, hip hop, man.
That's
You know.
sick.
Oh,
Wow.
I got
How long did
something
it
else
take
too.
you?
Got something else too. You see that?
Oh, shoot.
Oh shoot. What's on the corner?
I know it's
My
like
this
backwards for
album,
me. Within the
Within the Soulless.
Soulless.
That's one of my solo albums. Y'all motherfuckers need to get that shit, pump that shit, play that shit. It's,
Hey.
it's a good introduction to some of KDB material right there. It's a
That's
joint
sick.
collaborative project with me and St. Peter.
Wow. How long did it take you to do those? Is it painting, marker? What is it?
Um, so mark art. So it's like honestly, I draw it and I put it down, go right back to it. I've been
Oh,
working on those pieces for like a good 5 weeks.
those are
So
so cool. Sorry, did you
yeah,
say it was marker?
yeah.
Okay. That's sick. So, are you selling it with albums or something?
It will be sold with an album. So initially, I'm gonna put all out as singles, and then I'm gonna have a gallery where I'm gonna auction off those drawing compilations that I put together, right? So that's the idea.
That's that's sick. That's such a sick idea.
Because I did this art show, hip hop performance art show, not too long ago for the Kilo Delta Bravo project that I did. Where shout outs to my man Alexander, R.I.P. God rest your soul. You know what I mean? He was hit while he was skateboarding, and he did a few pieces for me.
Oh,
And I had a few
Alexander.
artists come through and display their stuff while I performed with a couple of other friends. So
Right. Yeah, RIP to him. I know who you're talking about. And he
yeah,
sells some of his stuff in Kensington too.
yep,
Like he would
good,
have his
great dude.
paintings. And he did like spray painting,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
I know, RIP. It was so tragic. But yeah, man,
And
that's
it's
dope.
funny,
Keeping the art alive.
keeping it alive, man.
Kudos.
That's what you gotta do.
Kudos. Do you feel like you would delve into other avenues as well? Like other creative avenues?
Yeah, I actually have a few things at mind, man,
Okay.
right now. It's like within the film game, within just artist development, within
Mm-hmm.
it's just I got a lot of great ideas going on, and I'm planning to do something big in the near future. Like
Dope.
as soon as this shit clears up, I really plan to do something big. It's gonna be spearheaded underneath my label, and I'm gonna have a few associates, you know what I mean, that are involved in this.
That's so sick.
behemoth of a project that I plan to put together. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's gonna be crazy. You're gonna love it. You'll
Okay.
definitely have space inside there, Jenny. Trust me.
Thank
You're gonna love it.
you. Make a little way, make a little
Hey,
alley.
lay the
Right.
red carpet out for you, man.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that you could make it and talk with us and share and just, just talk with the I need atrocities, okay? I'm just reading some hold on. Used to crush you. Different films, crush all of you crooks of the round table guys in Tekken. Do you remember? Saying you
oh
sucked.
man.
Basically, dang. It's like, do you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, you remember.
I remember. I remember.
He's trying to make that little L to a big L.
Hey, facts is facts though, you know what I'm saying? Dive Fire used to come through and fucking slap some fucking heads in Tekken, man.
Jeez. You think you would be good
Mhm.
now?
In Tekken, yeah. Oh yeah. Certain things you don't forget, you know what I'm saying? Half circle, you know what I'm saying? Up down. You just you know what I mean? You don't forget. You know what I mean?
The combinations, but I feel like they may have changed. Like the newer ones.
They became more elaborate, you know? That's what they
Hmm.
did, man. It's like now it's like the
Yeah, you need to be
combinations
like
these
an
guys have
octopus to like do a combo or something. You just need like
are fast fingers. You gotta you type 1,000 words per minute, you know what I mean?
right? He's like, I'm still nice, no doubt. Jeez. Well, that sounds like a battle that may come in the near future. A
No worry, on my
tournament.
next event, I'm gonna have a Tekken machine, man. We'll have a Tekken tournament.
Yo, tournament. That'd be dope. All
Hey,
right, man.
all
Thank
right.
you so much for your presence. And
Thank you for having me.
best of luck in all that you do from here on out. We're always here to like support. And I definitely appreciate all the things that you've included me in. And, I'm just here. I'm just like trying to do what I'm trying to do and help the people that I know um, that need, maybe a little more exposure or to help promote them in some way, shape, or form. And, give some entertainment at the same time,
Hmm.
right? So the Watch with JC is doing just that and having interviews that incorporate, the right kind of people for whatever movie I'm showing. So it's not totally left field, So you definitely were a representation of like hip hop and giving some insight on, the 80s kind of hip hop era and the
Hmm.
dancing and what have you. So thank you so much. And
Thank you.
without a doubt, you got a space here and, I'm here to support. So keep doing what you're doing and representing.
Just
And
one thing.
yes,
We don't try, girl.
we don't try, we do.
We do.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we doing
I
it.
thought,
All right. I thought.
please, Jenny.
All right. Take care. Okay, you guys. So there you have it. The interview. So yes, y'all. How you guys feeling? How y'all doing? I want to say thank you to everyone who has stuck around for this, for the movie and the interview and what have you. So I want to say thank you so, so much. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it entertaining. I hope you laughed a bit. I hope you learned. I hope you had just, overall good vibes. And yes, so that leads me into introducing tomorrow's movie is going to be Breakin'. And that one also is going to have a special guest. I don't know why I whispered that, but it's going to have a special guest. And we're going to, just talk to a break dancer that I think deserves some respect and, a bit of a spotlight. So, yes, stay tuned for that. And then Sunday is going to be Breaking 2, and we're also going to have another special guest. And, this person is definitely heavy in the breaking game and has come a long way. And I'm sure he has a lot to tell us and to teach us, perhaps. So, oh, the little stand fell off. Okay, so yeah, so I'm sure he's definitely has a lot of insight on the breaking. Oh, you're welcome. So definitely stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. I'm going to try and get some pictures as I usually do, even though I should probably be taking them before because my lips feel dry and I don't want to look tired. But anyways, I'm going to try and attempt to get some pictures. So definitely stay tuned tomorrow, Saturday, January 23rd at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Instagram, Ms Jennyjc. And then after the movie, we're going to have a live special guest interview and just have talks. If you have questions, definitely put them in the chat when we're live, and I will try to read them out and ask them. And yes, and then the same thing for Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining the Watch with JJC. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the decor, the 80s vibe. Oh, I didn't get to tell you the 4-finger ring. Actually got this from like a little jewelry store. It's fake because I think these kind of rings are actually illegal, but it's just for the vibe. Yes, so thank you guys so much. Have an amazing night, and I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. And yes, have a good one. It's your girl, JJC. Thank you so much for watching. Toodles!